Hey, this is part 3 of So You Want to Build a Computer, and so far we have covered the general overview, the case, and the MOBO, or the motherboard. And next is going to be memory. This is a very fast lesson because there is really not much to it. It's also referred to as RAM, which you probably should fucking know that. If not, you're a complete douche and you should give up life. Anyway, RAM stores temporary information where it clears every time you shut your computer off, but as your whole computer's on, it stores certain information. For a quick example, let's say that you're going to a site, or you want to run something and you type in something that you've typed before and down pops this. That's RAM working. And that's one small thing it does. It also stores, the more gigs of RAM you have, the more information it can store at once. So if you want to play BioShock and you want to have Instant Messenger opened up and you want to upload something to the internet or download something, you could probably do that depending on how much RAM you have. If you have 1 gig of RAM, you're probably not going to be able to play a game that requires at least 2 gigs like BioShock or Call of Duty 4. But even if you're playing Counter-Strike on 1 gig of RAM, you're probably not going to want to open up AIM or browse the internet, and you just want to close every program because it'll run a little bit buggy, because it'll slow down the computer. And you could check this by going to Task Manager and checking out the performance of all your memory. And right here you can see I have all these bytes of memory, which calculates to 2 gigs. No, 4 gigs. I have 4 gigs of RAM. I lied. So let's get back to Newegg.com and check out their memory. Now, there's a huge range of prices for memory, which I never quite understood. It might just be the company. I don't know, because you can get 2 gigs of RAM for $50, or some of them have 2 gigs of RAM for close to $100. So I really don't get it. I got the G.Skill for $45, which is amazing. I ordered it twice, obviously, so I can get my 4 gigs of RAM. But generally, I mean, if you just want a decent running computer that is faster than the average, you really only need 2 gigs of RAM. 4 gigs, that is for you gamers out there, because as some of you might know, your GPU uses some RAM. So when you're playing a game, your graphics card might borrow some of your onboard RAM that's plugged to your motherboard. So you might want to, give some more RAM for it to borrow. Sorry, someone was fucking calling me during my fucking tutorial. Got me all fucked up now. Alright, well, that's it for memory. Again, the more memory you have, the faster your computer will run, and the more things you can do. So, thanks for watching, and tune into the next steps.